And welcome back. Let's go ahead and do some practice of writing some functions. And so what I'm going to do is come here and to say we're going to add some functions in here. Let's just say this function right here is going to add numbers up to a certain value starting at 0. And then we're going to do the same thing, but what do we want this function to do? Well, we want to here print out asterisk, we'll say until there are none left. All right, so that's a good start here. We can, of course, revisit those if we need to. And what I'm going to do to start off here is in my main, since I know I'm going to need these functions here, I can go horse and call these. Now, if I want to have this be a user-defined thing, I can do that. But let's just say for now, let's have these be predefined. So let's just say add nums. Let's have this go up 5 numbers. And so I'm just going to pass in the value 5. And then we'll say print stars. And let's just have that also do 5. Okay, so that's all we need for our main. So let's actually look at these nums. So add nums, what do we want to do? We want to add up a value. And so I'm going to start with an integer. Let's just call this our sum. And I'm going to set that equal to 0. And then what I want to do is effectively loop up until I reach that point. So let's say while, or actually let's just do a for loop here, and just have that run. So while the integer I is equal to 0, we're going to say I is less than. Since we want this to go up to the end, and we have that parameter here, we can say it's less than end. We can say I plus plus. And what do we want to do each time? We simply just want to take sum and set it equal to sum plus. And since we know that we are increasing by I by 1 every time, we can say sum plus I. And then that should allow that to increase. And then let's change this. So instead of being return 0, what are we actually looking to return? Well, we're looking to return sum. All right, that should give us a good starting point there. So let's now work on count. So we're going to print out stars until there are none left. So in this case, let's do kind of the similar thing here. Let's do a for loop. We're going to say for int I is equal to 0. And then let's have it do I. We don't necessarily want it to be less than count. We could still do that, but because well, let's just start with that. So I is less than count, and let's do I plus plus. And then let's go ahead and just print F. And what we want to do is print out a star. And we could format this a little bit. Let's do a /t just so those are tabbed out. And then that will put them all on a new line. So print out stars until there are none left. So let's just see how this looks to get started here. And so let's give it a run, see what happens, because maybe we need to adjust things. All right, so give that a run. All right, I got star, 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 so I got 5 stars. Excellent, so we print out 5 stars. Now notice add nums didn't have anything print out because this is not a void method and there's no print statements in here. I could easily fix that though by doing print f of add nums. All right, and if I try it like that, of course, we know that that doesn't work because we didn't specify what type do we want this to be. So let's go ahead and say, well, we know this is an integer, so we're going to do mod d. And let's just make sure that when we're done with this, we go ahead and do a new line escape character here because we're going to want that to be on a new line so that way our stars don't get crunched in with that. Let's get that run. And so now we get 10, perfect, and we get star, 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 star. Excellent. Now, of course, there are ways we could do this. I could make, for example, this program more precise. I could have print out the number of stars defined by the user. There we go. And now we, of course, can plug that in stars 5, prints out 5 stars. We, of course, have up here, it's just a summation program, prints out 10. And obviously, we could do the same thing with other programs. Like if I wanted to make this more of a thing that's going to print out 5 stars. And then after it's done that, it's going to print out 4 stars and then 3 stars, etc. It could count down. So these are different things for us to think about. For example, this could be done with a nested loop. We could do some of that stuff But I think just for a quick demonstration of how to write a function and just to accomplish a given task that we need to do, I think this is an excellent demonstration.